Hello, this is
All right. Good
hello. This
evening.
is
Go ahead.
this is Jason Shadbull for PRC Fury.
Hey, Dave. Good evening, everyone. I hear a bunch of people still joining, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to mute everyone, as I mentioned, 15 times in the last 10 minutes. So if you do have a question, please unmute yourself or type in the chat box or jump in after the end of each section. We'll have plenty of time for that as we move forward. My name is Jeff Franklin. I am the Senior Director of Competitive Programs for Special Olympics Colorado. You guys might have remembered Linda Lappy, who used to run these calls. She actually accepted a job at the University of San Francisco. So she had the pleasure of moving on to California, and I have stepped into her role from the program side of things. So welcome to, hello. All right, sorry about that, guys. So I just want to make sure everyone can see my screen. I think we're all set up here. I just want to welcome everyone to the call. We're not going to keep you on, not too much has changed this year from last year for all of our returning coaches. All of our new coaches, please do not be shy about asking questions. As I mentioned throughout the last 10, 15 minutes, for those of you that have been on, please enter your team name, your program name, and your name in the chat box, just so our regional managers can track who's been on this. Along with that, they will send out a follow-up email probably tomorrow just to confirm if you were on the call or not. So this is a state call. This is all for state competitions and state information. Regional questions, please keep for your regional managers. We'll stay on at the end of the line to handle those questions. So anything state related, please, that's what we're going to stick to on this call, so we can get you guys out of here and get you the information you need necessary. So you should have received an agenda from your regional managers. If not a big deal. We can resend it out if you haven't, so just reach out to them. But first, we're going to start off with the dates of our regional and state competitions. Our West Regionals will take place on Saturday, October 12th and Sunday, October 13th. So on Saturday, October 12th, they're going to be at Bolsky's at El Jabel, and the entries will be due on Tuesday, October 1st to your regional manager, Julie Fight. And then on Sunday, October 13th at Orchard Mesa Lanes in Grand Junction, those entries are due on Wednesday, October 2nd. To all our wonderful Denver people, we will have 2 days of bowling as well. The first day will be Saturday, October 19th at AMF Aurora Lanes. Entries will be due to Adrian on Monday, October 7th. And then on Sunday, October 20th at Bolero in Lakewood, entries will be due on October 7th as well, and that is a Monday. Up here in the Great Northeast, our bowling regional will take place on Saturday, October 12th at Highland Park Lanes, as always, in Greeley. And those entries will be due to Jeff on September 30th. And then in the Southeast on Saturday, October 12th as well, your entries will be due on September 23rd to Michelle, and that will take place at Big Daddy's Sunset Bowl. Our state fall classic will be November 16th at AMF Bellevue Lanes in Inglewood. And as always, we expect 8 weeks of practice before our state event, and you must attend regionals to attend state. So please know that your athletes must attend a regional event to attend our state event. So we're going to jump right into it. Adrian is going to lead us and go through the forms with you guys. So Adrian, whenever you're ready, take it away, man.
All right, everybody, going to walk you through all the forms. So this might seem pretty familiar for a lot of you guys. So we'll walk you through it anyway. So listen along. If you have any questions, we'll answer those at the end. So this is the Coach Handbook by Sport page. Jeff just showed you how to get there through the Get Involved tab at the top. Hit Coach, and you scroll down to Coaching Resources. Click on that little button there. Then you'll go to Coach Handbook by Sport under Coach Handbook. And then from there, scroll down to your select sport. So for this call, we're talking about bowling. So we'll start with all the information here you see listed. You got the 2019 Fall Classic fact sheet. You'll find all the information about Fall Classic there that Susan will cover later on in this call. Then just under that, you got the 2019 coaches roster. So I'll cover this just a little bit once it pulls up here. So fairly straightforward stuff. In that drop-down box and region, you're going to select your region. Then enter your sport, which competition you're attending. So that's going to be important for the different events that these regions are having some multiple events, like Denver and West. We have multiple regionals, so please make sure that you note there if you're going to be either at the Denver East or Denver West, or the Saturday or Sunday events out in the Western region. So fill that out. Team name, your head coach name. Your head coach is going to be who your day of point of contact is for us. So you might have a program coordinator who does a lot of your paperwork, but we need here who we need to contact in case of any situation on the day of. We need to know who that person is. So that's the head coach's name, their day of contact, additional email that could be the person who's submitting the paperwork and assistant coach, head coach email there below as well. Then we'll go down to the fields here that are straightforward: last name, first name, date of birth. This is going to be important for us to get, so we make sure that we have the correct Class A information for your coaches on file here, and then their gender. On here, this is only going to be your coaches and assistant coaches that support the team. Any unified partners, list them on your actual roster, not your coach roster. This is exclusive for coaches. Okay, so that covers the coaches form. So now we got 3 different types of forms that you get to work through. So this will be the singles form. We also have a doubles form and a teams form. So this is singles only. That is important to note here, singles only, including ramp bowlers. Then same straightforward stuff at the top, your region, who your day of contact is, that same head coach, your team name, your coach's name, and your coach's email. Then below you will be entering all your athletes' full name. It's important that we get full name. If they have a additional nickname, put that in quotes or parentheses at the end, like Chris and Chip. That's really helpful for us. Occasionally we will have double entries in our system, so it's important for us to get that information correct so we can find the correct person on your team and get them the correct missing paperwork. Gender, their date of birth, really, really important that we get the date of birth from you guys. I know a lot of entries end up coming in without date of birth, and that makes it just a lot more difficult and creates a lot of double work for not only the regional managers, but also you as coaches as we try to get you the correct paperwork information for your athletes and partners. We need their 9-game average for their combined score there. Then you'll check this box adjacent to that if the athlete uses a wheelchair, and then we need to know if they will be using a ramp. So the UA will know if there's a unassisted ramp bowler, and then there will be an A for assisted ramp bowlers. Please note that there. Then we'll cover a little bit more of that later in the call. If you scroll down to the bottom, chap, there's also a checkbox at the bottom that there should have been a checkbox at the bottom, but yep. There will be soon, but a checkbox that says if you are coming to state. So that's important to note so that we can make sure you're included in all state communication as well. If you're unsure if you're going to state, still check that off, and then you can let us know after the fact if you are plan on not attending. It's easier for us to make adjustments for you not to attend than it is for you to attend and then add you later. So please note that. All right, so if you go back, we have a sample entry form for singles. You can look at it here. This is a very straightforward way. There's that checkbox that we were looking at. And you just use this as a guide if you really need to. But again, pretty simple and easy stuff. If you have questions along the way, feel free to ask your regional managers, and we will be able to help you out with any of those questions as well. All right, now we'll go to doubles entry forms. Same concept applies here. So you got only your doubles teams are going to be listed on this form. Your region, your day of contact, team, coaches' names, coaches' email. Then in those cell boxes below, these are going to be your doubles pairs. So you have your first athlete or partner, and then your second athlete or partner on this team. You'll have your gender, date of birth, if the athlete uses a wheelchair, their ramp bowler again, and then their 9-game average. All right, and then same thing if they're attending state. Really important for us to know that. Do not combine scores. Again, that's also an important part there. Thanks for highlighting that, Chop. I didn't see that at the bottom. And then here's your sample score sheet. So if you guys could take a look at that, this will be able to answer any of those questions that you might have. And then now let's look at the team entry form. Okay, so this is your 4-person team. So here, again, only teams. Do not add your singles or your doubles teams on here. Same stuff at the top: region, day of contact, team, coach's name, and coach's email. We will then have your opportunity here to list if they're an athlete or partner. List your athletes and partners, and then your any alternates, and if they're going to be an athlete or partner. Then their gender, date of birth, if the athlete uses a wheelchair, their ramp bowler, mark that down with an X right in that field, and then their 9-game average, right? For each individual bowler. Again, do not combine scores. It's really important for us. Please list each athlete's team competition score separately, okay? And do not combine scores. That's it for the team forms. You got the sample score sheet for that too, or sample entry form for that. This will help guide you again through that process. And then the last 2 links that you have here, you got your Special Olympics International Bowling Rules. This is your master bowling rules. If you're looking on any clarification, this comes from our governing body, Special Olympics International, and they really go into detail on things. It's about 8 pages long. And then we have our SoCo, Special Olympics Colorado, bowling rules and interpretations. This clarifies a little bit more on the rules that we operate under here at SoCo. So if you need any further clarification, feel free to reference these. And then if you do not get your answer out of either of these 2 very thorough documents, you can feel free to reach out to either one of any of your regional managers or Jeff, or we will be able to answer those for you. And that should cover it for me. So I'm going to kick it over to Susan so she could talk about all the rules.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Sound good on my end.
Awesome. All right, we will go ahead and get into some bowling rules. Just a few things to keep in mind. There's nothing different or new from last year for those of you guys who have been around for a while. But again, just a few things to clarify. Within ramp bowling, as Adrian mentioned, we do have unassisted and assisted ramp. The assisted is basically the coaches are getting everything squared away. The only thing the athlete is really doing at that point is pushing the ball down the ramp. The unassisted ramp, that's when the coach is putting the ramp, or that's when the athlete is placing the ramp where they need it to be placed in the lane. The athlete's doing pretty much everything. Obviously, if they need some physical assistance getting the ball onto the ramp, we can have some volunteers or coaches help with that. But they're a little bit more independent on the ramp aspect of it. But in both instances, the athlete is pushing the ball and delivering the force to get the ball down the ramp. If necessary, a coach or volunteer can hold the ramp into place, because I know sometimes those move around a little bit. But at no time should anyone be helping the athlete push the ball down the ramp. Okay. Do you guys have any questions on that? Great. The ramp bowlers in the Denver area, the Lakewood facility is more conducive to you guys. Doesn't mean you can't go to the other one. Just at this point, that one would probably be a better option for you if you're able to make that one. As a reminder, athletes can do singles, doubles, or team. Within team, we offer traditional team, which would be 4 athletes, as well as unified team, which would be 2 athletes, ideally 2 athletes and 2 partners. If it works out, we have 3 athletes and 1 partner, that's fine as well. We just can never have more partners than athletes on that unified team. If athletes who are ramp bowlers want to do doubles and singles, they are more than welcome to. We just need that marked on the entry form. The main reason for that is so that we can get them close to the ends where they can get up and down on the ramps, especially at state, and then that we can have a ramp available for you guys as well. Okay. Again, we would like all athletes to bowl 10 frames, and we'd like that score to be submitted, that average to be submitted for them. The checkbox that Adrian was referring to is missing, so I will get that added. I added a second sheet. So for those of you guys that have bigger teams, you'll find that that file will have 2 sheets for singles, doubles, and team as well, to hopefully make things a little bit easier. But as a reminder, before you work on those, download those forms first. Make sure you've got those downloaded to your computer, and then you can go ahead and enter your information in. And then just as a reminder, when you guys are bowling, just making sure that you're following the rules of the bowling alley, trying to make sure the athletes are, when they're at practices, they're practicing as if they would be during the competition, so they're not off, getting their extra soda or their snacks or any of those kinds of things. That stuff's kind of for before and after bowling, which we understand that as well. So just making sure that we are encouraging those athletes to really follow that flow as we do at our competitions. We will be doing, I can get into this a little bit later, but we will be doing the allocations again, but I'll touch on that later in state information. So unless you guys have any questions on any rules, or unless I missed anything, anyone else, please feel free to move on to Michelle.
Okay, so if you do have questions about that and you're just not unmuted, we can go ahead and wait until after the meeting. So just write down your questions as we go through. We'd be happy to answer them after we get done. So you guys should have all received your paperwork needs from your regional manager that would show you what your athletes, your partners, and coaches need for paperwork, whether they're current on their applications or they need to renew them. Some of them might be the due date, I'm sorry, not the due date, but the expiration date could be up till state. So if they are current for your regional, they're still good to go. Just make sure that you done before state when it does expire. So we do have an online application now for your athletes. So if you go under Get Involved and click Athlete, you will find the link to send them to. Make sure that they do get their physical examination form done first. You can just click on that and easily download it to print. They will need this to upload in order to fully go through the rest of the application, which you can find right there where he is showing you online athlete participation medical application. If they do have your email on hand, this will actually be sent to you as well as the regional manager, which is very, very handy because you guys should be carrying medical documents to your regionals and preferably your practices in case of an emergency. If you ever need to have a copy or if you just want a simple one-pager to stand in, please reach out to your regional manager. All right, so we're going to go back to Get Involved, and we are going to show you how to register as a coach or unified partner. So you're going to go to Get Involved and then go to Coach. And you can do Renew Coach registration, whether it's a new one or if you're just renewing it. And it takes about 10 minutes. You'll go through that. And then once you're done with it, within the next couple of days, you should receive an email if you are 18 and older to get your background check done. We do need both for you guys to be able to compete or to participate. And if you are a unified partner or coach that is under 17, you would just need to get your Class A registration. And I believe that's it for me, unless, Chop, I missed something on that.
Nope, you're all set. I just showed, just so you guys know, for those of you that are online, you can absolutely go to the Get Involved and then the Unified Partner aspect as well. When you go there, you just click on the Here tab right here. Click here to become a Unified Partner. It takes you to the same Class A process. So thank you, guys. I want to touch quickly on the health and wellness aspect. For those of you that have participated in our Fitness Captain program in the past, we will be accepting applications for the 2020 season. Jenna Tweet, who has been heading that up since she started this year, has been doing a wonderful job. Our ultimate goal in the very, very long term is to have an athlete fitness captain on every single team in the state, which would be super great. And in bowling, I would say like shoulder warm-ups are super important. So we would love to get some bowling fitness captains. I know it would be a great asset to your team. And it also provides our athletes with just some pretty cool leadership opportunities as well. So I'm not going to get into details about it. All of our regional managers will actually send you a one-page PDF of that in your fall seasonal coaches email, which will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So look over that document. If you have any athletes you want to nominate, get involved with, Jenna's information will be on that form. I just wanted all you coaches to be aware of that. It really, really is a very cool opportunity for our athletes. And it just, again, puts them in another leadership role for their team and just to better themselves as people in their communities. So I'm going to send it back over to Susan for state information before we finish up. So Susan, take it up.
All right. As Jeff mentioned, we'll be on November 16th for state bowling tournament, and it will be at AMF Bellevue Lanes again. We will be using allocations again. We'll have 2 shifts. We'll have a morning shift and an afternoon shift. At this point, I don't know what's going to be in what shift. It'll just depend on the entries that we get at that point. There won't be a lot of changes probably from last year at this point, but we will keep you posted on any of those items. Opening ceremonies will be at 8:15. We'd love for you guys to be there for that, to be able to enjoy the festivities we have. We have the presentation of the colors, and we'll have a few other things, fun things planned for that. So we hope that you will be joining us as well. We do also offer a young athletes portion to bowling. However, as you know, the day we are at the bowling alley, we are pretty much taking over the entire alley. So the young athletes have an event that's happening on Sunday. So if you guys have anyone that's interested in that or would like more information about that, let your regional manager know, and then we can get you in touch with Mandy. Do you guys have any questions about state bowling? Great. I think I'm all set, Chubb.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions in general before we end the call officially? Please don't be shy.
Hi, this is Debbie Gold from the Bowling Stones.
Hi, Debbie. What can we do for you?
You have unified doubles this year, correct?
Yes. Sorry,
Yeah,
I was having a hard time unmuting. Sorry about that. Yes, we'll be offering unified doubles again this year. Correct.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other immediate questions or concerns from any of you? Awesome. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys being on the call. I will keep this open for a couple more minutes, for about 5 more minutes. So if you have any questions, please reach out to myself, reach out to your regional managers, and look forward to your fall seasonal coaches emails with all of the necessary information in the coming weeks. So thank you all. Good luck this season, and hopefully we'll see you at some practices and then our competitions. Everyone have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Adrian, this is Mary.
Adrian, you still there, bud?
Hey, Mary.
Oh.
Hey, question about the regional being on Sunday. You know, we're going to get flack for that.
How come?
Because there's a lot of people that prefer to do it on Saturday and not interfere with church time on Sundays.
Yeah, I know. Fortunately, that was what was available for us with the venues. So I try to make the best out of not great situation.
Okay. Would a change of venue be possible to change it to a Saturday?
It would be pretty late to try to do that at this point.
Okay. I just wondered if Bellevue would be open to doing it on Saturday.
Yeah. Let me explore some things and I'll let you guys know. But for now, I would proceed with the date being on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for letting me know.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Anytime we do it on a Sunday, we end up getting flack from some individuals.
Yeah, no. You could send them my way. I'll take that off your plate.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know if there's any possibility of changing it. That way I can say I brought it up.
Yep, I heard and noted.
Okay. Thanks, Adrian.
Thanks, Mary.
Okay. Bye.
We have a question. Let's see. It says, "Hi, what is the due date for Northeast regional paperwork?"
Yeah, it's September 30th. I answered it on the chat. But
Cool.
yeah, all that regional stuff will be sent out, and it should be on the agendas that were sent out as well. So thanks, Michelle. All right, if there's no more questions, we are going to get ready for the volleyball call. Appreciate you guys on. Again, reach out to regional managers if you have any issues. Thank you and have a wonderful night.